If you've ever eaten at an Asian restaurant, you've probably used or seen someone use an eating utensil called chopsticks. Chopsticks are two wooden sticks which are used by many Asians for eating or preparing food. These are both held in one hand, usually in the right hand, and are used to pick up foods such as rice and dumplings. But how did chopsticks come to be? Chopsticks were invented in China in 1600 BC. People used them along with spoons to eat hot foods without burning their hands. Besides eating, however, chopsticks were also used to mix, turn, and stir food as it cooked. Early chopsticks were made of animal bones, ivory, and metal, though over time wood and bamboo became the preferable material. People even broke twigs off of trees to make chopsticks. At a dining table, spoons were once the main eating utensil. Chopsticks were only used as a supplementary utensil. The original purpose of chopsticks was used to pick up any food that was not a grain. The Classic of Rites even specifies the only situation in which to use chopsticks is when eating a stew that contains vegetables. As a grain, rice was not to be eaten with chopsticks. However, rice became the staple grain of China. People began using chopsticks to eat rice quickly and easily. The most common type of rice grown in Asia is called Oryza sativa, otherwise known as Asian rice. Oryza sativa japonica becomes sticky when cooked and clumps together very easily. Chopsticks can then easily pick up a mound of rice. Cultivation of Oryza sativa japonica spread throughout Asia because rice grew more plentiful in fields and provided more energy than other types of grains. As Asians began to eat more rice, they also began using chopsticks instead of spoons to eat their rice. Today, different countries have adapted chopsticks to their culture. Chinese chopsticks, for example, are used to transfer food from a common dish into an individual's plate, and therefore longer than Japanese chopsticks, which merely lift pre-served food from an individual's plate to the mouth. Unlike Chinese and Japanese chopsticks, Korean chopsticks are made of metal. In addition to simply picking up food from one's own bowl, chopsticks are also practical when people share dishes of food. Because chopsticks are narrow and pointed, people can easily pick up the exact food that they want from the dish and the exact amount they want. With chopsticks, there is also a fairly low risk of contaminating the food in the shared dish. When chopsticks are not being used, they should lie horizontally across the dish. They may be used to divide food, such as whole fish, into smaller pieces, but they may never be used to impale food. Lastly, one of the most important rules is to never leave the chopsticks standing in the rice, because chopsticks placed vertically in a dish resembles incense burned at funerals.